A huge part of being a teacher, coach, and mentor is instilling the cultural process and procedures into our teams so we can make sure our standards are taught as thoroughly and completely as if the best of us were there. More plainly put, it's the side-by-side method. When would I do this? When someone's making something for the first time, or I was looking at something and it hadn't been made correctly. So what does a side-by-side look like? Well, if they're a trained, efficient member of your team and they've never made the item before. Number one, have them set up the space. Make sure it's clean and sanitized with a cutting board. Get all the mise en place ingredients together, weighed out and in separate containers. Have the iPad open to the recipe, and make sure they have the tools needed to make the recipe. Next, run through what you're going to be doing. You tell them what they're going to be doing and how to make the recipe, right? You present the recipe and process in a verbal format. And then you'll inspect the ingredients, validating proper measurements, cuts on items, weights, and volumes. Next, you'll go through the method and talk about any QCPs or tricky parts of the recipe. Cook or assemble the item with them and agree on when things are done and when they need more time. When the recipe is done, both taste it and get the agreement. That's the nod. Cover, label, and store in an appropriate area. And the point of this exercise is the nod. And what's the nod? The nod is the verbal agreement that when you've taken the time and directly prepared the item with them and you work through it together and you've accepted the flavor profile, you both agreed on it, you nod, they nod, there's your agreement. When someone does this to me and I ask them if they understand, the standard has been set and understood. And if there's ever an issue, I'll just go straight back to them and ask them if they understood the first time, and then ask them what's up with the recipe. In a way, I'm calling into account their verbal word that they knew how to make the product. And then the next question I'll ask, what happened? If you can get someone to realize this, where they went off course, then there's an absolute teachable moment in that. Mistakes happen. Not caring, that's not allowed. This is Matt for 3 Minute Thursdays. We'll see you next week.